The public side of EDX offers our registered users the opportunity to save key datasets and links to pertinent data hosted on external sites. These resources are then available for the broader EDX community to find and use. Contributions to EDX can include links to external data resources and datasets associated with NETL R&D projects. These can include individual files or groups of datasets in most formats, including documents, databases, spreadsheets, text files, animations, image files, and more. Many users are interested in contributing large data files to EDX. There is no file size limit on what EDX can accept. However, EDX is an online system, and large contributions may encounter online bandwidth limitations that vary with different service providers and with the original file size itself. Zipping large data resources or data resource collections can sometimes resolve file size concerns. For contributions that remain large, we recommend contacting EDX support at netl.doe.gov to discuss options. Once logged in, any registered user can contribute to EDX by clicking the Contribute tab on the top of the screen. The contribution form is broken down into 3 short pages. The first page requests basic information about the submission. The information requested and required in the submission form helps EDX categorize the data submissions so other users can efficiently and easily find each contribution. On the contribution form, any field identified by the red asterisk is considered a required field and must be completed before progressing to the next page. EDX users are asked if their contribution requires a license. The most common response for public data is Creative Commons Attribution. However, if you are interested in evaluating the different license types, see the Help button to the right of this option to read and learn more. Selecting the Next Add Data button takes the user to the second page of the contribution form, where users can add their data to EDX. On page 2, data can be loaded in a number of ways. First, EDX accepts data as links to externally hosted data resources. For example, if the primary data resides on a publicly accessible website, EDX encourages its users to always link to the primary source. There are 2 main reasons for this. If EDX always points to the primary source of the data, it will always have the most current version of the data. Second, pointing users to the primary host of externally sourced data saves space on the EDX servers for new data that needs an online home. When contributing a link to EDX, users can also take advantage of the Fetch Metadata button. The Fetch Metadata button will mine the URL for the existing data resource and provide information about the link. Users are strongly encouraged to review any information contributed using the Fetch Metadata button, as some URLs work better with the fetch function than others. In addition to contributing links to externally hosted resources, users may upload primary data resources, which are datasets generally associated with NETL research that need an online home. EDX offers options for uploading primary data resources. First, if a researcher is preparing a publication for release and wishes to refer readers to datasets, animations, or other research data associated with the publication, the researcher can upload the resource to EDX and use the URL assigned to the resource within EDX as a reference within their publication. In addition, once a research project reaches maturity, data products resulting from the project can be contributed to EDX both to publish the resource for future use and reuse by others, and also to support milestones and deliverables associated with the project. EDX also supports federal mandates that require publicly funded research data files to be preserved and made publicly accessible. When a dataset is contributed to the public side of EDX, it is in compliance with the Office of Scientific and Technical Information's data reporting requirements, because public content on EDX is aligned to data.gov. Regardless of why a data resource is contributed to EDX, the system offers users 2 ways to handle submissions through single and batch upload options. A single upload is used when only one file is being uploaded. A batch upload allows users to add multiple related datasets to the submission. Prior to progressing to page 3 of the contribution form, a user is encouraged to complete the additional fields on page 2 and select the Next Additional Info button. The third and final page of the contribution form collects additional information about the submission. Users can add a study area for their particular dataset by creating a bounding box on a map viewer. This action will enable a spatial search of the data. EDX will also prompt the contributor to identify whether the dataset is a product of NETL research. If the submission is a product of NETL research, the contributor must provide additional information. Users can provide citation information to accompany the dataset. This information allows the end user to credit the originator of the data by referencing the data in a scientific article or paper. The EDX system is sensitive to the timing of data releases. EDX offers contributors the flexibility to add datasets to EDX, but hold them in moratorium for public release for whatever designated period they deem is needed to protect their first right of use of the data generated by their research effort. Once a dataset is completed, it can be contributed to EDX, but held back from public release by providing an end of restriction date. When the user-defined restriction date is close to concluding, the EDX Operations Manager will send a reminder email to the contributor reminding them that their contribution is set to publish to the public side of EDX. Prior to any NETL dataset going public, the NETL point of contact must agree to release the data to EDX. This is similar to the review NETL publications and other technical products go through to ensure management approval. Generally, the point of contact is the division director for ORD work or project manager for program-affiliated work associated with the project from which the resource was generated. The final step is for the user to select the Finish button. The submission will then be placed in a review queue where it will be reviewed for accuracy and cleared for public release prior to being added to the public database. Users discover data resources approved for public release via the search function of EDX. To learn more about EDX search, check out the search tutorial video.